Hey friends, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you everything that I've done in my living room thus far. The newest stuff that I did took a couple of days, so I'm going to show you that as well. And if you're new, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. This is the first home that I've owned in over probably a decade, and it's just a little bitty thing, but I'm going to take it from what it is, good Lord willing, into a nice little forever cottage, or I call it my mini mansion. So the video has a little bit of talking, a little bit of music, and so I hope you can put your feet back, have a cup of coffee with me, and just enjoy the video. I'm so glad you're here today. So I'm picking back up from the spot where I painted behind the fireplace, and as you'll find out later on in the video, I'm not using the right color paint, so I'll let you just see that when we get to it. But yeah, so I'm picking up from here. I had only painted behind my fireplace for those of you that didn't see the last one, and so now I'm trying on another weekend to get around on the other side so I can hang my new curtains. And then I have some other surprises that I did that I wasn't planning on putting in the same video, but I didn't want to bore you with too many, so I just kind of combined them together. I was kind of watching some Christmas stuff going. I had some Christmas DIY videos going and enjoying the music, so it just kind of kept me pumped and kept me working. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I did. Oh, I thought I was gonna get so far ahead this morning. So, I don't know if you can tell because it's not real bright in here, but okay, so this is behind my fireplace. Let me go a little bit further out. All right, so if you look over here, like the door, how it looks, well, even up here, what I didn't realize is when I started painting over here, I grabbed a can of paint that I thought was what I was using because I thought that it said Bear on it, and it might, but I just grabbed it and started painting. I wasn't paying attention, apparently. I think that's paint that was left here. It's probably for the baseboards and the doors and everything, which is fine because I'm painting them all the same color. But this is the one that I painted with my bedroom. And I went to Home Depot and they're like, yeah, that's flat paint. And I don't have any paint under your number that's Swiss Coffee in that brand. And I'm like, wow, that's so weird. So I said, well, just give me what it was. I fully intended on paying 50-something bucks for a gallon because I knew that I paid that for the last one. I said, just give me what's in the computer that I had last, which is this one. I still have a half a gallon. I've been painting my walls with white paint that I'm thinking was my Swiss Coffee. Now, it's not a lot different. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can really tell there or not, like in the crack, because I just ran it over here and of course it didn't get right in the crack. But oh, goodness sakes. So you can definitely tell my door and definitely up there. So this is the Swiss Coffee. That's the white that I have everywhere else. So I got to pull that out now, my fireplace. I've got to paint all of that and everything else that I painted this morning Swiss Coffee. So the only good thing is that will serve as my first coat because it is flat paint. And the paint that I'm painting over it is satin. So it'll go over fine. It won't hinder it. But, you know, I guess that's what happens when you turn 58. So anyways, back to work. So here's my little surprise. I wasn't going to put in this video. I was going to make this one all on its own, but I wasn't able to get the top piece of wood and the pegs and all that in this weekend. So I will just put that in the next video. But here I am wallpapering this wall. I've explained to you before in the other videos my ideas for this with some pictures and stuff. But anyways, this is my beadboard wallpaper that I was telling you about. It's paintable vinyl, and it's pre-pasted, so it's pretty easy to work with, or at least I remembered it being easy to work with, but it's been so long since I've used wallpaper that it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. I think I was just almost a pro at it before, because that's all I ever did was wallpaper, but it turned out really good. You'll see at the end. I didn't get anything finished on this wall besides the wallpaper, but you'll see that. And it's folded up there because you have to book it, it's called, after you wet it, so the glue can set, and then it makes it easier to move around on your wall and get it where you want it. And as you see, Aries is helping. All right, y'all, I just got to show you. I can get up closer. Look at all the hair I have to deal with this short-haired dog. And I vacuum weekly. Anyways, a close-up on the wallpaper that's up. Here's my seam. And you know, it'll be fine once it dries, and then it's gonna be painted, so it's paintable wallpaper. It's been years though since I've done it, so I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna dry. I think it'll be okay. So then I'll have a big piece of board that'll go all the way over here down to, it'll be on the top of the light switch down there. So I just wanted to show you what I'm dealing with here. And you gotta be careful, because you can see down there I ripped my paper. It'll go back fine, you'll never be able to tell, but you do have to be careful, especially when you book it like that. If you leave it too long, it gets really sticky. Not like dried out where you can't move it, but you just got to be more careful.
Every change has a reason, baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. We are close, can you feel it? Something is behind the clouds. We just have to believe it, that we can make the sun come out. Let us lose ourselves in a fairy tale. Who can say what's wrong or right? We're the
Okay, it's kind of dark in here because it's getting dark outside. You can see the windows. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like. It's been a while since I've done wallpaper, so I'm hoping that all the little lines and bubbles and stuff come out of it. Now, I have wallpaper stuff out in the garage somewhere, like a brush and a seam roller and all those things. But of course, you know, I wasn't going to be able to find it, and I don't like to wait until I find those kind of things, but I only have the weekend, so I got to do what I can do. So here's where it stands right now. So this wall just needs a little bit of touch-ups, mostly up along there, and there might be a couple spots over here that need another hit with the roller. But I'm gonna try to get the curtains up there tonight. It is probably about 6 o'clock maybe. So I'm gonna save this wall for when my wallpaper is dry. And then I need to go out in the garage and see what kind of wood I have. I may just have to buy a piece of MDF from Home Depot, but I've got to measure the wall and see how long it is. I think it's longer, definitely longer than 8 foot. I'm thinking it's probably more like 10 or 12. So, and I don't want to piece it. I want it to be one straight piece. So it will come down like right at the top of the light switch plate. So I know the wallpaper looks uneven, but that's not a big deal because it's going to all be covered. And so once this dries completely, which I probably won't get to it till maybe later in the week or next weekend as far as getting it painted, the whole wall is going to be the same color as the rest. And I didn't want to paint it prior to, because then that's just more paint. Paint it first, wallpaper it, paint it again. It just kind of seemed a little too much and not necessary. So you can see right here in the middle where this paper has already dried, or maybe I didn't get it as wet as it maybe should have, but it's gonna dry. It's all gonna dry that white. So there's no need of me painting the wall first before the wallpaper. So I don't anticipate for very many years that this wallpaper will be coming down anytime soon. So I love the look of beadboard. It kind of is cottagey. Once I get my piece of wood up at the top, it's all going to be the same color, and then I'm going to put some little pegs there. Hold on, and I'll show you what the pegs are going to look like. So this is kind of what the pegs will look like. Now, the piece of wood is going to be wider than that. I think I'm going to go at least 4 inches, if not 6. So it is going to be pretty high on the wall. And then I want to put a ledge on top of it maybe, I don't know, maybe that wide on top of the pegboard. This is going to be like 6 inches. So it'll come down a little ways. It can only go down to the top of the light switch. And the reason why I did it that high is because I didn't want to try to finagle cutting around the light switch and make it look jacked up and unprofessional. So I'm just going to put it right at the top of the light switch plate, and then I'm going to have a little ledge on top. So then this wall, I'm planning on it being like my family picture wall, kind of like a gallery wall, for those of you that remember my gallery wall going downstairs in my basement apartment. Those pictures weren't family pictures. I think I did have a couple up there of my mom and dad, but I don't have a lot of wall space here, so it probably will be more, it'll be pretty like ornate gold, vintage, antique looking frames, but they'll have pictures of my family in them. So I just have to get my family to take some pictures of themselves. So I'll have the kids' school pictures coming, and so yeah, so I think that's going to be really pretty. And then with the little pegs, I'll be able to hang little things. Like I probably won't hang anything down this way for walking through the hallway, because I don't want it to get bumped and tear up the paper or anything like that. The pegs will be there, but I probably won't hang anything on them unless it's something that's not going to stand out from the wall. I can probably hear, because my recliner goes here, I'll have space because we have to walk around the recliner, or I do, I should say, an Aries. We have to walk around the recliner in order to get down the hallway. So I have some space in here that I can hang some little things that'll stand out from the wall. Maybe a little basket like the one that I have behind my door. I don't know. I'll just have to see what else there is. I remember back in the day, you guys are going to have to tell me, and this I think goes back to either the late 80s. It's probably more like the early to mid 90s, because I graduated in 1985. So I wasn't really doing the homemaking like I wanted to until probably early 90s. But do you remember the candles that they had on a rope that you would just hang on a peg? I don't know. I liked them back then. I think it's kind of crazy now, but my mom used to make a lot of things, woodworking things, like little Christmas trees, little stockings, and they would hang like attached to a rope, so like one on either end. So of course that caught my attention when I talked about, or was thinking about doing pegs, you know, like for down that way. But I don't think I'm going to be hanging any candles or any of the things my mom made. Maybe a scarf, maybe, I don't know. I guess we'll see. And maybe nothing. I don't know. I won't have something on every peg. I don't even know how far apart the pegs will be as of yet, but I almost have to have a peg, you know, throughout the whole wall. So anyways, if you guys have any ideas, leave me a comment. And if you have any other ideas as far as the shelf or anything at all, my pictures, my gallery wall, anything like that, if you have any idea at all or any suggestions, I'm always open. So anyways, it's getting kind of dark in here, so I'm gonna hang my daughter's picture back up on that wall after I get it painted, and it's gonna be so much prettier on a painted wall. Let me show you. Look how much better it looks than being on that wall. It's good. Those white pumpkins are gonna pop. So anyway, so I'm gonna get that put back up once I get everything touched up over here, so this wall can be finally done. So then I'm only gonna have this wall and my peg rack wall, peg rail wall, whatever you wanna call it. So over here is completely done. I'm not really sure that I like those. I may down the road get just some regular shears to hang on that. I originally wasn't going to hang them on the same bar, just because I thought come winter time, those the side curtains are they're like thermal, so they're black on the back. So I thought they would be good to keep the cold out if it got really cold this winter, which I still could do that. I would just have to take the center ones off and then just get another rod. But I didn't want it to look too cluttered up there And the rod that they were on is attached to my blinds, so I couldn't reuse those because they stand out further than the rod itself. So this one won't be such a problem because there's not, the blind sits inside the window. This one is the vertical blinds, and so they have it sitting on top of the window frame. So it kind of, you can't really tell it by looking at it. But I don't know, maybe those kind of disguise it a little bit. So I'm okay with it. I don't mind the looks of it. It probably won't change for a while, at least until summer, or I get another idea. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's coming along, and I'm thankful that I had the energy to do that this weekend. I love the lightness with my couch. Everything's just kind of coming together. God is good. And hopefully you know that he doesn't just care about our needs, but he cares about our wants. And I'm gonna need a new little... Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna buy a new one for there. Me and my sister years ago, you can take the bottoms of those off and you can replace it with the ones that are good below it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do and replace the ones that are broken. There's really no point. That's, every other one on there is good, and there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 that are not in great shape. So I have more than that on the bottom. And I actually, those are the same size as the ones in my bedroom. So if there weren't enough for whatever reason, I have more in there. So anyways, squirrel, I always get sidetracked, but anyway, God is good, that's the point. And my little house is coming together, my little mini mansion. It's gonna be there the way that I want it to be. I just kind of wanted to show you that. I did have a couple places that I thought were actually a bubble, but it wasn't. It was kind of like a curve in the wall. So I think once this dries, it's all gonna be, see how it's got like the little bubbles? I think it'll all dry and all those will like dissipate or whatever. Like this one right here. This is the one that I thought was a bubble, but it's not. It's actually the wall. So you can only do so much with that. But it won't be, you won't see it. So anyways, there's that. That's probably all I'm gonna be able to do until the next video. So stay tuned. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I want to show you my hair. It's crazy. You try not to get stuff in your hair. Let me see if I can turn this around. Hold on. So I'm underneath the light. I mean, I have enough of my own gray coming out, but look at all this white paint. So I am definitely ready for a shower. So here's how far it's come so far. Not completely done. Hung up some shears over here. I know they are not even and they need to be hemmed, but I first have to find either my sewing machine and all the accessories or my stitch witchery and my iron. So when I find one or the other of those, then I will get those hemmed as well as the ones on my front door. So still don't have my TV up yet. Maybe hopefully I'll do that this weekend. I got these curtains hung up. That over in the corner is, it's not gonna stay like that. That's my, I'll walk over here, my air conditioning unit that I took out of the window. So I'm waiting on my son. Well, first I gotta clear out a place in the garage for it, and then he'll come over and take it to the garage for me. And I'm thinking about putting this little end table on the other side of my bed because I need somewhere for my printer. And then I wanna get a little, like a sofa table to put right there, because it'll be back out of the way, and put my mirror above it. Like I said, that's just up there to get it out of the way. And then I can, watch out, Aries. Then I can center my couch. I can move it down a little bit, center my couch more in the middle of my window. And then I can like flip this recliner around towards the couch. And then I got these ones up. And I know they're too short, but you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about that now. The ones behind the couch, of course, you can't see. It doesn't really matter, but I don't want to buy new. I don't want to, I don't even want to think about that right now. The curtains are up. If they're too short, oh well, it just makes it easier to sweep and mop my floor and keeps the bottoms clean. So I got over to here. I did not do a second coat on this wall, and well, that over there I did, but here and over, I didn't get a second coat. I'm not going to worry about it till spring. I still have this wall to do. And then coming down, I still have this wall to do. So this wall obviously is papered and it's looking pretty good now that everything's dry. Again, I just hung that picture up there to get it out of the way. It doesn't look half bad, I guess. I still have to go to Home Depot, get my rail for there. I've got to measure it first. So yeah, that's how the living room's turning out. It does seem a lot brighter in here, I think. And I like it quite a bit. I had reservations with the coffee table just because it's a little place to begin with, but I think it sets the tone in here. I really like it. So, and I like having, you know, another cute little place to decorate. It's a nice little coffee table. Aries likes it. Look what he did to my rug. So I'm gonna have to flip that around and try to hide it. But again, you know, the stuff on the fireplace is just thrown up there. And I'm hoping to take everything down and clean it and maybe kind of redo it a little bit. So I'm hoping that will be another video here soon. If nothing else, it's all going to be cleaned and I will just video it after it has been straightened up a little bit, I guess you'd say. So anyways, that's where we stand now. My house smells really good. I just cooked some bacon. I've got coffee going. My daughter and her kids and fiance are coming over to, she's going to do my hair today. I get some highlights. Yay, I need them so bad. My niece is coming over. She usually does my niece's hair too, so she's going to do both of our hair today. My sister's coming over. My grandson Jack is coming over, and possibly the other two, but I don't know. They're kind of getting a little bit older and have things going on, so I get it and completely understand. I just miss those days. But anyways, house will be full. As little as it is, it'll be full, so that's always a good thing, and it's a great blessing.